Peace, reflections, and divine greetings to the chosen. Alright, so I got a few things, you know, that's really important I gotta talk about. I don't know what I'm gonna name the video yet. But, yeah, there was just some stuff on my mind. Oh, shit. Okay, okay, so yeah, I guess I titled the page Messages I Need You to Know, right? Um, but yeah, we'll see where this video goes. Oh yeah, I just woke up, by the way. Damn, I ain't even do my little workout yet. I'm talking just woke up. Alright, yeah, so we are programmed to abandon our children. When I say abandon, um, like, I mean, obviously like neglect, not just like leaving them walking out the door. I mean like neglect in many different ways. Like I thought it was, I mean, you can categorize it as a lot of different things, but it just comes down to neglect at the end of the day. And yeah, I get it. You know, me trying to deal with childish friends, right? And then ending up growing out of wanting people around in general, right? Like this shit happens. Especially with children who are their most childlike self. And then because we were so conditioned, right, to be mature and to grow up and to also kill our inner child, right, we can't really forgive and connect to the child in all these other extra, quote unquote, extra different ways that we didn't know that we would have to or need to, or, just end up doing, right? We end up connecting to them like, I'm saying like when they make mistakes, right? And you can forgive them and connect to them a little more, so then you'll understand where you also went wrong when you're in that state, right? And then you can take that inspiration. I forgot the breakdown of this word, but to motivate you, I think it's like motor and then some kind of vation, like activation, excavation type shit, some kind of vation. I forgot the breakdown of the word, but you can use it to motivate you to, further the growth of the child, because, once your future is secure, then you can really relax. And that was my mommy. I don't know, she goes somewhere. Um, but yeah, I got some shit to show y'all too, cause I just opened this book that I had for a minute. I was skimming through it, and then it inspired me to steal it, cause like, I mean, I wanted to keep it, but I knew that from the place I was taking it from, it would just be considered stealing. But whatever. Everyone sees their own. But yeah. What was I saying? Right, in this book, it's an anatomy book, and it's showing you how your cells create their own fuel source and other energy sources and this kind of sources of shit for you to not need to be leeching and feeding off of other creatures' bodies and shit. You're not even going to their fucking cabinets and eating their food. You're not even going in the jungle and taking the fucking gorilla's foods. You're gonna eat his back instead. Like, what kind of shit is that? But anyways, like I said, we don't know what's in the meat. But anyways, yeah, once you can secure the foundation of your future, like your children, then you can really relax and be free to create in other ways and experience your creations, the worlds and realities you make. Oh yeah, I'm recording on my broke phone. I broke my phone, so like the screen be fucking up sometimes. It just starts trying to tap in this one spot or hold in this one spot. I don't know. But yeah, my normal mobile phone. Um, so yeah, cause I don't know. I'm sitting outside and sitting right outside the house, and for some reason it can't pick up Wi-Fi, but my Nana's phone can. So you know, I have to flip flop. I don't know how much time I have on this one, but this is gonna be a long video. Um, where he came from, right? I need us to all know where we came from, okay? Because the reason I'm looking in this anatomy book, right, and well, I'm gonna go further into all the other pseudoscience shit, right, and metaphysical stuff, and all, because you gotta know all books, all stories, or none. So the reason why I'm going through all this is so I can prove by their, like, how they show you and tell us all that my species in general, like the chosen ones, right? Um, the That's another thing. I'm gonna get into that because we don't call ourselves gods, right? That's just the name of our nature. Like when I say nature, I mean like all the elements to us of what we are in our being, the nature of us. Okay. But yeah. So we come from, you know, I don't like. People say thin air, right? People say like the stars, right? Stardust, or like the waves that is in space, right? Because it's not just empty space up there; it's a bunch of waves, um, like radiation, like microwaves, fucking radio waves, gamma waves. It's a lot of waves up there, you know. And there's probably more different types of shit that they have not found yet to be able to show us. But yeah, so like how I told you, the waves collapse into particles of light, right? And these lights become the quote unquote stars, the suns and shit, right? That project our bodies of consciousness, just like my fucking, what do you call it, Steven Universe, how they were all gems. Those gems are our pineal glands. And you know how our pineal glands have crystals around it and shit. So when it hits the seat soul chakra, or whatever it's called, right, which is our pineal gland, it ends up projecting our consciousness and everything that we see, the reality, and us as well. It projects the body and the place. um just like when you go up into other realms and shit, into the spiritual realms, like how you have a aura, a spiritual body that you can see an electromagnetic wave, or an electromagnetic field around you. Yes, that's the body to the place that you can go into. So everywhere you are, even this place is a realm, a dream place, right? We are sleeping we are asleep in our own dream. Like, this is how bad they done fucked us up. When I say that, I mean, like, because I told you we're half retarded. Like, I can't stress that enough either. We are disconnected from our senses and all other types of knowledge and shit of self, and it's only up to our wisdom from our soul when we sit down and tap in, right? How they say an idle's mind is the devil's time, right? If your mind is idle, that means you are physically still enough to go into a mental space to where you can hear yourself and read yourself, like observe yourself deeper on a level to where you can feel and recall, right? I have to choose these words carefully. You have to recall memories through your senses, um, you know, through the memories of your soul. And this is another reason why we go through so much trauma naturally, or just projected into our reality, or just, is because we experienced it for so fucking long. And I'm channeling right now. So, like, I'm really speaking from the soul. I'm not exaggerating. I'm just speaking from the soul. So yeah, where you came from. The other races, right? Apparently, the white races was created last, right? So, like how we would watch in the movies and shit, right? I think it was the Asian race, and then the Arab race, and then the white race. And then I think the white race created the Mexicans to do something, and then, or it was mixed breeding, one of the two. Bro, the way the fucking raindrops are sitting on these leaves in the grass, and they're sparkling in the fucking sunlight. I know the camera can't catch this, so I'm not even gonna tease it. I'm not even gonna tease it by showing you, but I'm just gonna let you know that it looks beautiful, bro. It looks like diamonds. Like, oh my god. Okay. So yeah, because all the other races were created by an entity, right? An entity can be like, a company is an entity, right? So like, I don't know what this entity is. I don't know if it's a group of people. I don't know if it's two people, because you know how you would need, feminine and masculine energy to really be able to dominate in this way. You would need a kingdom type shit. So like, I don't believe not one and just masculine entity would do all of this. I mean, like, I'm sure that this would be their intention and shit, to like get us in a state to where, we could be in a position for them to maneuver this way, right? But I don't think that they had it all together to piece it like this, right? So I'm saying this entity could have used other races of extraterrestrials with the intelligence, or the focus, with specific talents to, do certain things, or to conjure up certain calculation solutions and shit to, you know, do what they did. Sorry, I'm looking at all the little bugs and worms around me. They look cool. Just slugging all around me. Alright, so yeah, right, because we came from 666, right, which is angel number for, I don't know, somewhat love, right? How they say God is love, God, and then God, where everything is created out of God, so that means everything is love, right? Yeah, we are all love, but like how I told you, that polarity of love, right? There's a fucking balance in the cosmic, in the cosmos and shit within us ourselves. So yeah, because of one of our other selves trying to create such a vicious creature that got to exercise its most vicious side for so long, until now creating a system to, I guess you could say, tame that side, right? Now we are all like experiencing like that balance, because you know because they came from, I guess, that side where you can call hate, right? But I don't even want to say that, because people will get emotional. That's just keep it real. um but yeah, fuck that. Yeah, the entity that created you was a really hateful being, and the entity that I guess we're birthed from, like we're organically just like we collapse into, right? Um, yeah, that is not all love, right? But it's because of its higher nature, right? It's better. I'll just say better at love, right? But it's also better at the other part too. So you know, this is just seeing how I guess you could say God, right? The Most High, right? Source. This is just to show how Source moves, how we're all supposed to move. You know, with fuck love and something else. Not aggression. It's like I'll say deadliness. Or yeah, deadliness. I can't even say viciousness because like we would never, we would never do nothing like that, bro. But yeah, because we got to experience such a viciousness, it brought us to our lower nature. So now, like I said, we are experiencing a great balance, right? And when you see how, like how when vibrations, right? I don't know if you can see my hand, but like how when they resonate and um, how do I say this? It's like when you're trying to fix the radio, right? And then like let's say all the waves are scattered and they're not in some kind of a rhythm or order, right? And then like once it finds what rhythm to go to, right, it'll still look scattered, but you'll see the pattern of what it's trying to fold into, right? And that's what we're seeing right now. And then what we're about to witness by the end of the year of the nine, right? Or within the ending of the year of the nine is how it you know sits into that rhythm and flows, you know, then you'll see exactly what the fuck we're talking about. And yeah, you know, people are already talking about it, and no one's talking about it around the places I be going to. So I mean, I haven't really gotten the chance to go anywhere in like a month, or I don't know, because I don't keep track of time. I really have to like remember days and dates if I'm gonna keep track of time. Because like me looking at days, for me a day is 3 days. Because I've remembered that every 3 days I feel a cycle pass. It's like I'm finally tired now, type shit. Or I'm finally awake now, you know. That was gonna go to another thing. We need to get as lucid as possible, but I'll bring that back up. Oh shit, yeah. How long are we in this video? 18. That's funny. 18. But yeah, porn influences homosexuality. Also does the TV, right? And other movies and shit. I mean, they use all of the media and shit to influence that shit. But like, yeah, really just putting subconscious images in your brain and then influencing your emotional state. Um, they attack our sacral chakra by putting out all these ideas of what a man and a woman is supposed to be like on the street and in bed. When I say on the street, I mean like, just going out to, do your shit, do whatever you're supposed to be doing that day, and then when they talk about, the other things in bed type shit, they also try to influence another kind of image of what's supposed to be, right? But you're forgetting free will is is another really big factor in life. So like, man, I'm gonna get there. But yeah. So, and also the food that we eat, right? So because of them pushing certain energies on certain aspects of the masculine character, right? Um, Specifically the black man, right? Because I'm just talking about our community right now. Um, I mean, like amongst other races, I guess it's kind of normal because of the animals that they were spliced with. Also, goddamn, like 35 pages in, and they were talking about splicing on this fucking book. Oh my god! And I got this book from high school, and I'm sure I could have found it in middle school. Like, damn. I'm gonna get to it. Let me just pop my back real quick. So yeah, all the other like subconscious images from porn that we be seeing, right? But rather you're watching like just from the ads and shit. But like if you're watching straight porn, like they attack us in certain ways by making the actors do certain things, and because of the professional actors, you know, doing certain things and then having, you know, the views and paid and the system working for them, they're having imagers and other people like us on the street thinking, or other people watching this shit thinking that, you know, this is the way it goes or how it's supposed to be and type shit. And that's sad. But you know, what did I say earlier? I don't even care anymore. But what was I about to say? Also media, right? And these ideas that they project on us about how a man is supposed to walk in the street with his lady, right? And, you know, walk on the outside for this or open the door for that, and then make sure you say this for the other thing. Yeah, no. Man, my dream's been fucking me up lately. I thought, because I have a little tear, not a tear, little tear. It's a rip. One of my Crocs is ripped on the side, and then in my dream, I thought they were both ripped on the sides, and then I was like, okay, well, I'm supposed to be going to do something, so I'm gonna deal with it later. Like, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, a lot of things that just be trying to show me that I'm dreaming, and that I should try to focus on some in that moment. But then I just be too, you know, distracted or caught up in either wanting something or thinking something's supposed to happen, you know. Wanting something, I think it's your sacral chakra, and then I think your expectations is like, I don't know. Not expectations, but thinking I have to, you know, continue doing something. I guess you could say your solar chakra. But yeah, other, you know, just little shit to keep me in my wow, wow, wow. Because like your organs, your consciousness, all these energies, they all, fuck, they all represent it, man, reflected itself. Energy is cool. All right, yeah. Stop watching porn. Stop listening to what people are saying. You have free will to have the common sense that you need to know how to, you know, treat people in general and yourself. And also, oh fuck, what was I about to say? All right, and remember that you're always still learning, right? Because we have been too far disconnected from ourselves. So if you haven't been on this journey for a minute and taking it seriously for a minute and actually, you know, making breakthroughs and improving this shit, then I wouldn't really trust myself with a whole lot of shit, you know, because of how disconnected we are from self. I'll just say self, right? Our our family structure has been infected, right? So, you know, because of, oh my gosh, I should be spitting that out. It's all mucus. But no, because of what's been happening to us, right? Um, been happening to us, and it's still going on today with all the influencing and other bullshit, right? Like just the influence alone, not even like the other shit that's hitting you directly, like the food and the actual scenarios that we be dealing with other people too. Like man, um, but yeah, let me just because of yeah, what's been going on, right? So when I wrote this down, I was like in a snitching mode, right? Because I was like, oh my god, I'm about to snitch on the kids, show them how they be triggering this and that, and the parents how they be triggering this and that, and then how they be causing themselves to pull back and draw back on this and that, and yeah, it gets bad. I'm gonna just leave it there, right? Like we everybody in the family structure, right? Except for the babies, except for the innocent ones, right? The ones that you consider to be ignorant, meaning like children, those who not have gotten the knowledge, right, that they need yet, right? Those are the innocent ones, and this is why I say in video games all the time, stop using ignorance or right. You're not stop saying or doing this and this or saying that and that like you're innocent. You're just acting like you're acting like you're ignorant. You're acting like you don't know, so that you can, not deal with the fact that you just did some bullshit. When it's just so simple to be like, so, all right, bro, my bad. Like, let's get back to the game. Be like, all right, cool. It's just so it's that simple, bro. I don't know where y'all finding this pride to like, you know, be the most innocent, loving individual in the game. Like, no, nigga, we all have our faults. Like, when I be snapping on y'all for doing some dumb shit and then knowing that, okay, it was because I started it, all right, man, my bad, I'll pull back. But no, y'all can't humble yourselves. That shit, it's embarrassing. Like, it's not even frustrating at this point. I'm just like, bro, you look like a little kid just trying to like lie your way out of a situation, making excuses too for this and that. Like, why are you making excuses when, like, now that I proved that you were wrong, now you want to make an excuse? Bro, get the fuck out my face, bro. It's just so simple. Like, all right, bro, my bad. I stepped a little out of line. But, yeah, our family structure has been infected because of shit like that with pride, like, even those kind of situations, bro. Like I said, we accidentally start shit ourselves and then don't want to fall back and, humble ourselves. I need to go do some research, put some notes together, maybe make some PowerPoint notes for each individual, right? And for each thing that we be doing, right? So then I could really put it in your face so that you can't use cognitive dissonance or fucking ignorance, right? It's just ignorance. So that you can't use ignorance to ignore it and put yourself in an illusionary innocent state, right? Because you don't want to, because sometimes people don't want to face shit until they have to, right? And because these things are so sensitive, of course you're not going to want to face this shit until I have to literally lay it out and put it in your face. This is why I be saying like, oh my god, I be in such a snitching mood where I be wanting to break everything down, because sometimes like it'll come to me like, I don't know how, like, for real, how much time goes by, because sometimes it feels like a glimpse, especially when I be trying to remember shit. It'd be like, man, I was thinking about all that shit in just 2 seconds. That's not possible. I read 20 articles to myself in 2 seconds. That's crazy. Yeah. And because of shit like that, I don't, actually let the technology process it. My mommy's back. I don't let the technology, right, my brain and other cells and shit communicate and talk about it. Because, you yourself, is the awareness, so you can catch shit and experience shit before or only if your cells show you, right? Because, like, if you're asleep or in a sleep state, right, like how we were for so long, like, I'm gonna have to bring that up in the next video, right? Like when I said we need to become as lucid as possible in our waking life, right? Because like when we get up and do shit throughout the day, because if we're not working on that, we will never come to complete consciousness of self and our senses and what's going on and shit. Bro, music just stopped for no reason. Okay. But yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna just move on. Hold on, my bad, I got distracted. There's so much shit just now. Cause why is there so much dirt in my fingernails? Alright, last chance to play with this low vibrational world. So heal before you finish being with it, because it's ending. Okay, yeah. So, like I just said, this is our last chance to play with this low vibrational world, meaning the world that they created and pasted over our planet. And when I say play with it, I even mean just like eating their candy and shit, right? Like the masturbation thing, right? Playing with yourself, like when it's our last chance to play with this world. So like, before you try and wake up or detoxify yourself, right? Because when you detoxify yourself, this candy's going to taste like straight poison, I'm telling you. Especially if you eat too much of it in one sitting, you're just gonna start tasting straight poison, I'm telling you. But then also, when you sit down to watch movies, you can't even just sit down and enjoy the movie, because you're just gonna see how they're teasing you with all the shit that's going on. And then you're gonna start getting pissed off with with yourself, the world, and everyone else, because like, how can I not show you this shit if you can't see it for yourself when they're showing you this shit like this? Like, this is hurtful. This, making me want to throw a fit. But yeah, other shit just like that, Before you start to try and ascend out of this low vibrational world, probably play with it a little more. Just, I just said a little more, get used to, adjusting. When I say like, okay, like how when I'm about to stop smoking, right? First I just stop smoking cigarettes, and then I'll probably hit the blunt near the end of the day, before I go to sleep. And then the next day, I better not touch shit, or the next day, if I touch shit, like I said, better just be near the end of the day when I smoke a little bit of weed before I go to bed, and then, until I eventually break off from it, or get the courage to break off from it completely, or just get tired of it, and then for shit like candy or meat, yeah, let's say that, Ugh, how are y'all still eating fucking meat, bro? Oh my goodness. Like I'm telling you, Earthlings, right? Since your DNA demands it, you know, I would start my own farm, because the shit that they're giving to us all is not good at all. Um, but yeah, for my people, we need to get the fuck off that shit. Like we don't need it at all. You didn't never needed that shit, and we never liked it to begin with. I remember being forced to eat chicken as a baby, and then when I would try to not eat chicken as a kid when I could talk, they'd be like, "Some, why are you doing that? You never used to be like this." Okay, and then you say the same shit every other year or every fucking year. Like what? Like that shit is crazy. But anyways, yeah, that was just with chicken. With some other meats, if it's prepared right, I might go ham. There's it. I might even go ham type shit. If you get what I mean. But yeah, I need to get off that shit. But what was I saying? Right, to break away from it, right? Um, First of all, there's 1,001 other substitutes for it, right? If you like the texture, the taste, the this or that, um, like I just said, 1,001. Like I don't know if we're just lazy or we're just like you can't be cheap, because we're still paying for the other poison, let alone the fucking meat that is poison. Poison that is poisoned. I didn't say that is poison, but for us it is. Yes. Um. So right, like I said, you can find substitutes. You can find other meals to eat. Right, that doesn't involve meat, or you can just take the meat out of other meals and maybe substitute it for some type of greens and other shit, like without having to make fake meat out of the greens and shit. You can just use the greens and shit to substitute the meat. um so yeah, like I said, also, you're not gonna miss eating meat. Like I just want you to know that, like, the only time I really miss eating meat, you know is when my mom brings home those one oh, there you are. Hey, Bumblebee. Is when my mom brings home those fucking them real thick, soft hot dog buns. Like, you know, 'cause I mean, I started eating carrots. I started making carrots into hot dogs. We started doing that. Well, my mom did for me. That's awesome. Shouts out to her. Shouts out to Mo. Uh, Also, isn't that cool when she got married to this douchebag? You know, I shouldn't speak on their relationship like that. That's her shit. But personally, I would fold that nigga, so I don't care. But yeah, like I was saying, um, yeah, I'll fold that nigga in my scrawny body, this body, and then my later on body type shit. Um, But yeah, like I was saying, when she got married to him, her name became Monique Parker. Ain't that cool? Man, that's so cool. Like my life, bruh. I'm sorry, I picked the right life. I picked the right experience, bruh. Um, yeah. Shouts out to her for making them hot dog carrots and carrot hot dogs. So I can eat them buns a few more times. That shit sounded crazy. So don't take that out of you know don't take that out of context. I usually leave it up to you, but don't take that out of context. No, I'm not even gonna leave it up to you. Uh, right. You could do shit like that to break away from meat. But like I said, you're not gonna miss eating meat. So like again, like if you eat a lot of fish, once you stop eating meat, you're gonna stop eating fish. First, because it's gonna start to make you sick, and then second, because you know it's gonna start tasting crazy. Like the textures too. Like it don't matter how you cook it no more. Like, I don't know what they're doing to the meat is what I'm saying, bro. Like start Earthlings, please start farming your own fucking food, bro. Especially since we're coming to this, closing of the world. But yeah, it's not that hard to break out for me. I want to like give a lot more other examples because I can't believe niggas are still eating meat. Like sometimes I still want some fish now and then, but like, you know, or like certain meals. First of all, I never like ground beef, so like, there's not too many meals that I would miss type shit. Like spaghetti, bro. How can you make like? I want to think like what can you put in there? I think like squash. What has the texture of ground beef as a plant or a substitute or some other substitute, you know, like ground beef, fucking the sausages. Yo, my grandma used to go ham in the kitchen, bro. My girl used to throw it down, bro. Oh my god, bro. I live too good in this life. Sometimes I feel guilty, but then I remember what I went through, so I was like, you know what? we all get our give and takes, you know. Um, but yeah. What was I saying? My bad. I was just thinking about this shit my girl used to cook. Cause what? That shit is amazing. We should have opened our own fucking restaurant. She could cook like everything. I'm sorry. Uh, but yeah, that's the only thing that really kept me on meat, right? It's just the meals that you put meat into. So if you want to substitute for meat, especially if because we like, it's not the flavor of the flesh itself that we like. Because if we eat fucking, we ate that flesh without it being seasoned and shit. No, it's just the way that the chemical like the chemical. So when our bodies are created, right, from atoms into molecules, into chemicals, into other shit, right? It's those chemicals mixing that, like the chemicals of that flesh mixing with the flavors of the other seasonings and other, I guess you could just say seasonings, like other plant-based shit that we be sprinkling on there, and minerals and shit, right? Other natural shit that we be putting on there, and yeah, and because of those, it's just because of how our DNA, right? How our cellular structure demands certain foods. So what I've read so far, right? I've read all the way up to like the senses. I think I read past all the 5 senses. They were talking about. No, I think I still need to read about the eyes. So I read all the way up to 150, right? Now they're talking about the brain. They're about to get into the brain. So I read about the digestive tract, right? And then which senses? They were talking about smell, taste. No, they didn't talk about hearing yet. So yeah, they're just talking about eating right now. Okay. So excuse me, my bad. So because of how our cells, our bodies demand certain natural things to help it, I guess like charge up, to get a boost, to get balance, to get many different things, right? Um, to that's which is why if you just change your diet, you can start healing yourself, or if you start eating certain things, those things can help you heal, right? Um, which is why you do both. um, so yeah, because of how our cellular makeup demands those things, it craves it not craves, but it enjoys those things, right? Which makes our taste buds and other, like, I forgot what they're called, little sensory things for the touch, right? Because like I said earlier, it's not just taste, it's also texture, like temperature. It's a lot of different things that, you know, I guess you could say it would amuse us. You know, it's just fun for us to eat. I think my phone's gonna die because it wasn't like 19%. um, yeah, just need to make sure we're still recording now. Yeah. Uh, so yeah, like I just said, last chance to really be in this little additional world. And so like how I was talking about earlier with smoking weed, right? Because if you couldn't tell, like two different examples I gave, like with eating food is different from how you can break away from it. I just said changing your diet, apart from slowly breaking off of it in increments, right? Um, because like yeah, changing your diet besides just okay, so switching out meat for certain things, it's still giving you the illusion of you fulfilling yourself in that area that you wanted to be fulfilled in, right? But then when you stop even feeding into that crave, right, then you will like really break away completely from meat. So like, if you just start eating pastas and rice and fucking salads and fruits and shit, you know. It's a lot of shit to eat. We shouldn't be eating gluten and shit, but like, first we gotta break off this meat shit first. Like, cause we shouldn't be eating a lot of shit, bro. I can't eat a whole pizza. It's because I'm black. I can't eat the meat, I can't eat the cheese, and I can't eat the bread, and the sauce is poison. So it's like, man. I mean, like, the sauce is not poison, but it's been poisoned. If you go and get it from the stores or like the company and shit, you gotta make this shit yourself. Everything you gotta make it yourself. Act like a god created patience. It's doing my shot. Alright, tick. Alright, chaos is about to form this year and take action. Okay, so take action at the end. Oh, it's gonna form this year and take action at the end of the year. So, I don't know if this is gonna be the year where chaos takes place, but I know that's how it's going to happen. It's going to form, uh, invisibly in the beginning of the year, over the year. Then near the end of the year, we will start to see it, how it's forming, and then it'll take place at the end of the year. And then, and I don't even know if it's going to be a whole scheduled year. I think it's just going to be, it's going to have to take a year before everything like sits in. So like how the school year starts, I think in like, I don't know, and then ends, and then I don't know. It starts in fall, ends in spring. I think it ends in spring, right? Or it's the beginning of summer, which is dumb. It should have ended in spring. But So yeah, just be prepared for shit like that. When you start seeing whatever take place, you need to, you know, keep track of that event and then try to research past events to see what it could be leading to. Then you can figure out what's going to take place and when. Um, our brain/mind has an autocorrect system, and it's been reprogrammed. Oh shit. Yeah, fuck, I've been writing this shit over the past week. I don't really want to be making a bunch of YouTube videos all the time, but I still got important shit that I gotta be talking about. You thinking like, man, I should really get out there and go say something about this shit, bro. Like, I don't know what he's listening now, but like once I tell people to come here and they see this shit, bro. Oh my god. Yeah. Our brain switch. Alright, our fucking autocorrect systems has been reprogrammed. And it's so bad to the point where they almost fucking reprogrammed our cellular systems. And that's the whole point of them using these vaccines and all the fucking GMO foods and shit, and spraying the skies with all this and that, putting this and that in the water too. Like, they've been trying to reprogram ourselves and shit, get them to break down and open up in a way so that they can fucking either splice it or get it to where they can inhabit it themselves. But yeah, they need to be careful with that shit, because once they get these bodies back and this blood back that they be draining, all that shit's gonna be just full of straight poison. I don't know what they thinking. Which is probably why they dying quicker now. But it was also probably because of the sun and shit. But yeah, our sun is emitting. I know you've been watching the motherfucking playlists and shit. I hope you've been watching the playlist for news, and I got some more shit for Magic. What was it? Tap in downloads. I hope y'all tapping in. Hey, Roly Poly. Tapping in downloads was the other one. All right, and then do you see it yet? Like, if you don't fucking see it yet, what? But no, yeah. So, yeah, I hope y'all tapping into them downloads. What was I saying though? Fuck. Damn. Fuck, I forgot what I was about to say about them. I was about to point out, oh right, I was about to say that the sun is emitting them frequencies and them radiations that's for detoxifying and mutations and shit. Don't walk over here if you're gonna be afraid of me. Go somewhere. I feel like Johnny Cage. This is Naruto. That would be a great scene. He looks mad. Walking away. He just slowed down, started taking smaller steps and shit, like walking away all mad. Yeah, you can't come this way. But yes, it's the same individual. Thank you. Alright, my bad. So, right. So like our subconscious, right? That's an automated program. Our cells automatically produce proteins and shit and other chemicals and things that like create enzymes and stuff. I need to break all this shit down. I don't even know if I need to. I just want to show you like a few specific things and be like, so, all right, go get this book. You know, you could probably just look up the book online. You know, it's called The Way We Work by David Mackeway, I think. This is what it looks like. I can't see the phone. Alright, but yeah, there's just a few things I need to show you. It probably won't be in this video, because, you know, I'm talking about a lot of shit. But yeah, it's crazy in there. I still gotta read 50 more pages today. So yeah, just read like 50 pages a day. Do 50 push-ups. It don't have to be all in one sitting. You can read. You can, you know, go through a set of the 50, like, you know, break up the 50 in one set or in two sets. One for the dawning and one for the night time. Yeah. One for the daytime, one for the nighttime type shit. I don't know. When I say that, I mean like your meditations too, like everything you do, you know, so you stay balanced and on a what do you call it? You know, you don't want to break your momentum, right? You gotta stay at a pace, thing shit. I forgot what that's called. You don't want to break. I'll just say your flow. I said that too much though. You don't want to break your flow, right? Of your energy. So you have to, you know, really actually be assertive and, you know, make attempts to I don't want to just say put in the work, because it's not all just work, you know. Me standing in the grass facing the sun and breathing deep to hum deeper is not a lot of work. You know, so like, and then once you know, see that it's not just, you know, work that we are avoiding, it's also the tediness of doing things over and over, right? Or, you know, I don't know what it is about us. I guess because we're chaos beings and we like constant change. But yeah, we end up finding a lot of excuses to be lazy for a lot of different shit, and we gotta stop that. Let's see. My bad, I'm looking. Oh wait, I need to, because I want to think more about how like they're reprogramming our automative, you know, systems, and like what are all the other different automative systems that we have, right? Because like I said, we're just energy from the physical all the way up to the, you know, different dimensions and shit. And you know, like I always said, like all these things, they're just showing you a representation of what these words mean, right? Well, okay, my bad. When you look at the definition for the word dimension, right? There is a mathematical one. There's a mathematic definition. There's a metaphysical definition, spiritual definition. You know, like there's a lot of genres for these things, right? And they're all still stating the same thing, you know. And I'm gonna just say that like that. They're just saying the same thing but in another perspective. Like they're just showing you the other part of what the same thing is. So when you, I said that to say this. So when you go look up the genres for the word for the definition of dimensions, right? And yeah, and try to use I don't want to just say common sense to piece together what they're talking about, but try to visualize what every genre is talking about, right? And see how it co-aligns. And yeah. Oh, right, because right. I was saying that because then you understand why I'm saying certain organs, right, match certain parts of your mental consciousness or your energetic bodies and shit like that. Because then you will be able to see for yourself what they're reprogramming, right? And once you see how those things operate, and come back to this world to see what the world is promoting to you, right? Then you can see, how they're trying to reprogram our different automative systems, right? My bad, I sound like my fucking Barack Obama right now. Direct your happy vibrations to the end of the world. Okay, so when I say that, right, I'm saying like when you get like so sometimes, right, I would experience the most heavenly peace ever, right? Or like just the most euphoric experience ever, either naturally or just experience a bunch of different shit at the same time, right? Like when I say naturally, I mean like just, me not really experiencing anything but myself and my energy. And like, it's that part right there is a big ego boost because I'm actually enjoying myself and appreciating myself and seeing the value of self, right? Which creates the ego boost. And usually I used to think that's why I would instantly get hit with, some some kind of like fucked up experience, like me experiencing something to just fuck up my mood, right? I always thought it was because I was getting too much of an ego boost, and that was just to humble me. But no, even when you're experiencing other shit, like with friends or like, something that's innocent, that's not too much of like, okay, you're gonna get ahead of yourself type shit in some way. No, it's just you are putting out like a really loud frequency of happiness, right? And and I think just because of the way that the airways are set up down here, meaning like the frequency that just be bouncing around the planet, like through the neighborhoods and shit like that. That they try to be controlling from the power lines and shit. Damn, these planes are flying lower. Lower, bro. God damn, no way. I know there's not an airport around here, bro. Because he looks like he's taking off. Like, and I know there's not no fucking airport around here, bro. Like, damn. I'm sorry, bro. That is shocking. How are people not seeing this, bro? I should have pointed my camera up there, but I don't even think I could turn the camera. I can't even see the fucking screen. Man, that shit is crazy. I'm sorry. These planes are flying low as hell. But yeah, direct all your happy vibes, right? It's just because, you know, the universe is allowing this shit because we're telling the universe that we want this world, right? So in a way it is to humble us, but you know, because, and I'm saying allowing this because usually we should have that type of protection from ourselves. When they say our ancestors is protecting us, it's just you activating certain codes that your ancestors like passed down to you. So yeah, they can talk to you through them codes. You know, if you know how to converse. And it won't really be a conversation, you know, it'll just be like, I can't really even say an exchange because it's like they just already know, right? So they left the message. That's the best way I can put it. I'll try to, you know, physically explain it a little better, but you know, I need to get deeper into that book because they're already talking about how your cells not only already produce shit for itself to live, but it has those motherfucking mitochondria in there, which are actually like backup generators that generates power for itself, so it's already constantly charging up. And I'm pretty sure the excess energy is going off to the cell, but then the cell also gives off energy that it can feed off of. So it's like, bruh, what? Man, the shit inside the cells is producing energy to producing shit to energize itself, and then it's giving off energy to feed off of. This shit's crazy. What was I even talking about, bro? Man, direct. I'm gonna just say it like this, bro. Every time you know, get to them euphoric states like I was talking about earlier, every time you experience that kind of a happiness, try to direct it to, like how I said, the end of this world, and how how the planet herself is thriving. Try to you know, give that vibration either to Kai herself, or try to send that vibration off with the appreciation of Kai, like, and involve her as the source of this happiness type shit. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. So we are all in trouble. Oh shit. With God, yes, because of free will. Fuck. So yeah, when I say with God, I mean, like, you know, the natural element that is everything. You know, because, you know, like how everything has their own elements, but everything still has like oxygen in it and water and shit, you know. So like, you know, the natural thing that is God, the order and chaos that creates the realities and moves the you know, energy shit down here, right? And that allows, because like the universe herself, she's a God that's not going to dictate what you get to do with her. She's just here for you to, you know, use and experience, and to cooperate with and be with. But you can cooperate if you choose to, or you can fight for that power and continuously have to go through hell for it. Like how these, you know, people, these the world conquerors are today. I just say it like that. Oh shit! I thought I was done recording. I was gonna be so mad. But yes, we are all in trouble with God because we have free will. Okay, so um, yeah, as a man, right? It don't matter the situation, right? if you have to stay and fight and protect your land, you stay and do your job. You don't get on the boat and allow someone to put shackles on you, right? And then try to change your mind last second and be like, "Some alright, no, we're gonna." Oh shit! I'm sure they didn't even change their mind. I'm sure the people who got captured are the ones who forcefully got captured or tricked into being, because of how shit be working. People can use certain technologies and just sly words in general and shit to convince people or to talk people into doing shit. Which is why you're not supposed to argue with people, because they can talk you into, you know, opening stupid realities to contradict the truth. You know. But yeah. It goes deeper than just getting on the boat type shit. Because of free will and other shit. You know. Like how even in this lifetime today, right, we all go through shit, and because of certain influences and beliefs, we are liable to doing certain things, but because of free will and our own personal feelings and reactions, we would do other things too. So because of free will, we are all in trouble with God. But we're all going to be dealt with in different ways. Groups of us, yeah. And likely individually too. Oh shit, yeah. Start making energy-based weapons, and tools. Don't just be barbaric and make weapons. When I used to make weapons and shit in school, my weapons, if they broke, there was a function inside of them to fix a different weapon. Or it would function a way for me to add it to another weapon, in case I couldn't put it back together. So that being said, let's always try to think like Tony Stark and be productive instead of just destructive. But yes, we're gonna need to have some kind of destructive power to protect ourselves. We'll figure it out. Oh yeah, celebrate the end of the world while it's here, and then prepare for, and then while you're doing that, prepare for how it's going to end, right? And then so that you can be ready to move on in a world that we will create together, okay? And then so like I said earlier, if it's really going to press you that much that you can't eat Doritos, then just for a day, right? Try to enjoy some Doritos, and then for a week or a month or so, try and really break off of everything related to a Dorito. And I'm not just saying like merch and ads and shit. I'm talking about like other things that could have that could share the same chemicals in it, or chemical reaction in your brain from eating the Dorito. You want to completely dopamine detox from that type of shit, so that you don't go crazy. Because on top of you being pressed from not having Doritos, you're gonna be pressed from you not having games, friends to talk to. You're going to be around whoever you are around when this shit goes down. You're gonna be pressed from a whole bunch of other shit, especially the odor outside from all the death that's gonna be around. Okay, so really try to prioritize what you will need. And when I say prioritize what you need, try to focus on how you can build a source of these things that you will need, right? Not just trying to focus on how you can put this shit together yourself, right? Because that's what's going to come to. But we're also going to need to build a source so that we can, collect the materials and other things that we need to put together the shit that we need, like soap. We shouldn't need deodorant after a while, right? Because we'll get all that toxins and shit out of us. We should only be eating natural or not at all type shit for a minute. And then all of that should put us in a good position to not need, in a mind state and physically, to not need to be worrying about all that other extra extremities. I forgot what the other word is called. Extremities? I don't even know if that's the word for it. Luxuries, right? All the other luxuries we don't need. Deodorant, man. Not even gonna get on that shit. Yes, it's a luxury. Yeah. So we can still make our own candles and shit. If you want to make your own kind of deodorant, you can still make your own oils and sage. You can smoke yourself out. You can just have smoke baths. We will have different types of baths for different, we'll go back to that type of shit. We'll go back. That's what spirituality is. Right now, where people are at right now, we're confusing being conscious with being woke. And being conscious involves true spirituality, but it's not. Being conscious isn't only true spirituality. True spirituality is still its own thing. It's just that true spirituality is involved with consciousness, because consciousness involves true spirituality. Some of us are like conscious to shit. Some of us are like actually woke. My bad. I spit my mouth. But yeah, some of us are actually woke and shit. But man, I forgot what I was going with that. But man, so I got shit. Yeah, shit like that. Like, how are we going to be shitting now? Where are we going to go shit? Like, are we going to shit in the same river that we're going to collect water out of? Are we going to, like, bathe in the same river we collect water out of? Type shit. Like, what are we going to be doing out here? Me, I'm still a little picky and bougie with shit, so hopefully I'll carry that class with me to, not let myself go too much into the cardinal nature, right? Because, we're gonna have to get a little dirty out here type shit. It's gonna go the fuck down, and then after that, it's just gonna be us. We're gonna have to rely on each other, for real. You think you're relying on your mom to feed you, bro? Man, we're gonna rely on each other for real, bro, and create this world together. So, I'm on the next page now. And it seems we still got time. So at the top of this page is get as lucid as possible. I wanted to talk about something else, but I'm trying to see if it's on the page. But I don't see it on the page, so I have to bring it up after get as lucid as possible. Okay, so the reason we need to be as lucid as possible, like I said, is because we're not fully connected to our senses. The only reason they've gone dormant is because for so many incarnations, cycles, generations, right? We were taught to, like, over these generations, we've been taught to disconnect from those senses. Also, we have been abused out of those senses, type shit. So, and because of the continuous shock to the brain, right, of all these different picking up and sensing, right, the different abuse that we went through, you know. Like, I just want to, like, bro, we are the only people who can remember what being a lobster feels like. Crabs in a barrel, bro, cooked alive, fighting our brethren trying to get out the situation. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, only we'll remember that shit. And all the other ghosts and spirits from the earthlings, like, I'm pretty sure those are the ones that were trying to do rituals and shit to ascend and shit, but, like, you know, they got stuck. So now they're just in hell type shit, you know. Which is another reason why I be stressing, like, you know, what you call it, earthlings. Yeah, try to use your brain while you still have it, because with what's going on with ourselves, your brain may break down before you can even, you know, use the technology to process the thought to, you know, become aware of certain energies that you're carrying for you to inhabit, right? It's like your body, like your astral body is not turned on type shit. I mean, it's on, right? On an automated system to keep you alive. But, like, without you intentionally using it, just like our brain cells and other cognitive functions, they'll go dormant. Which is why we need to work on becoming as lucid as possible. So when you get up in the dawning, right, at 5 or so, 6, you know, when the sun is coming around, right, you want to take a minute to meditate, right? Just sit at the edge of your bed, right? Something like that. You're gonna want to have to sit up there, meditate, you know, till you can feel yourself waking up. Because when yourself is still wanting to go to sleep and your body is, you know, being forced to do something like go to school, you know, jump up and throw some clothes on and grab something so you can eat on your way to the, you know, wherever in this cold or whatever, you know, because all of that shit is a shock. And it's like, yeah, it'll force some of your cognitive shit to, like, start moving, right? It'll, like, you know, push them to start moving, right? But it's also a shock that's going to, like, throw them off balance. And, you know, because we be unbalanced with shit, you know, specifically with our acidic levels, right? our water doesn't sit comfortably, which throws off our emotions, our energy and motion. Oh man. Sorry, I'm trying to think what else can I say about that. I don't know, but I definitely forgot what I was going to talk about earlier. Alright, I'm gonna leave this video right here. Oh shit, no, wait, hold on, because Project Bluebeam is happening right now. So like they're shooting a blue beam into the sky, right, to project this sky that we're seeing, right, while covering, the sky with clouds. And then they also have a moon to control the night sky, right, so that we can't see past the night sky. And then they have another fake sun over here to control the daytime, right? Like how they said they made two lights to control the night and day, the skies, because he who controls the skies. But yeah. So the skies don't really look like what they're looking like right now. Like it's crazy up there. Like it's a whole other color, just a bunch of shit going on up there, bro. Like it looks like Aurora Borealis up there, bro. I think I said it right. I don't even know if that was the fucking word or name for it, but like, it looks like them polar lights up there, but on 10, like 1,000. Bro, it's crazy up there. But no, yeah, and then, yeah, I don't even have to repeat that because I already been put in the videos on my playlist. Y'all, like, we really look like the sun. Like, we're just balls of light, and because of our aura and shit and how we are made and what we are, right? Like we'd be changing colors and shit. It's cool. It's so cool. But no, yeah, that just reminds me though. Like I've been hearing conspiracy theories about what those orbs and shit were since like 2012, bro. Like I don't know, Shane Dawson talked about it, but the only person I was really watching, because I wasn't really into conspiracy theories, I just liked how funny Shane Dawson's scary videos were. And then I started getting into conspiracy theories, and I started seeing how these motherfuckers been like, bro, that shit is crazy. What's the government on, bro? And then that's what it's been since 2012. And that's what I was telling y'all in another video. Like before I wanted to check out of here, I had to remember that I seen a bunch of shit about this world that showed me that this world was, out to get us in a certain grimy way. So I want to know why. I want to know what kind of powerful being I really am, if we really have powers for it. I mean, not if, because I like I said, in 3rd grade, I've been doing telekinesis and shit. I just stopped because I didn't really understand it. So I just, like Harry just said in this song, I thought I was deceiving myself. Yeah, I'll leave it right there. Alright, till the next video. Peace, reflections, divine greetings to the children of you all. Greetings. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find something special to say to the chosen ones. And when we check out of this, whatever this is. That's what I should name the channel, whatever this is. But, yeah, peace.